Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Avernum. Last one, we cleared out this whole Nephirim outpost here and freed the prisoners. So we're going to head back over to Kotra and claim our reward. I think in this one we'll finish exploring the rest of the Eastern Gallery, perhaps, since there's not too much left there. At least this mainland stuff. Go talk to the mayor. I've rescued the prisoners who were held by the Nephilim. Tell the mayor how you freed the prisoners of the Nephirim. Ah, yes. I'm glad you came to me. The prisoners returned here and are already back out fighting the good fight. They were eager to take the war to the kiddies. He leaves for a moment, and then returns with a thick leather cloak and a pouch. Please, accept this money and this cloak, with our most sincere thanks. Without your help, these good soldiers would have surely died. Do you have more work for me? No, and, if you'll excuse me, I have much work to do. The war must be planned. He said excuse me twice. How about we check the bounty board again? We have another one here. The large and powerful Nephilim raiders have been sighted in the rock outcroppings west of Kodra. They're hostile and must be driven back. Great care should be taken in hunting them. When the deed is done, report to the mayor of Kotra's secretary. Over to here. Okay, let's go take a look at that then. We have a bunch of other quests, but let's just head out and do that. I do want to check. We got this cloak here. What is this? Oh, that's amazing. An extra +1 to sniper. That puts him up to a 25% chance to get an extra attack. That's wonderful. The writing is all in slith pictographs. Can't understand any of it. We do have some other islands, but we'll wait. From this peninsula, you see a small island to the south. Though it's hard to tell through the thick layer of mist on the water, you think you can see humanoid figures moving back and forth on it, building fortifications at the base of a tall stone spire. This appears to be the raiders we just read about. You're in territory that is subject to a fierce contest between the humans and Slith Zerakai. Thus, it is a real surprise to find a band of Nephilim here, tempting attacks from both sides. There are a lot of them, probably the only reason any of them are still here. When you approach within view, several of their archers immediately leap for their weapons. Their leader steps forward. Arr, we are warriors of the Split Tail. This land is ours now. Depart, or you will be shot through with arrows. Just an unnamed Nephil chieftain. Two spiritualists. Okay. Well, how about we position right here? Ooh, too many steps in range there. Move right up in here and throw out a blade sword. Oh, beautiful. No sniper proc. Let's go for the other spiritualist. Throw an icy rain down here. Oh, look at that damage. That is some good damage. Oh, 2 hits. So many dodges. A nice riposte there. Okay. Let's 1, 2, 3. Position that so it doesn't hit him. Perfect. Then go for that cleave there. We'll do another icy rain to finish off as many of these as we can. Oh, that is dirty. As powerful as it is for enemies to have magic, it's just as powerful for us, so... We are, of course, like, vastly over-leveled for this encounter. But it's nice to just feel super powerful every once in a while. Decent money here. You survey the wreckage of the battlefield. The Split-Tail clan has been driven from these lands. You search their camp and find several pouches of coins and semi-precious stones the Nephilim extorted from passing caravans. You also find a lovely curved blade in the chief's tent. 1 strength, 1 dex. Faster fatigue recovery. So I'm going to give this over to Mycroft. The 2 points of quick action and is nice, I guess, but the Blade Master doesn't do anything. The strength and dex here and the faster fatigue recovery, the 10% faster fatigue recovery is the same as 2 points in quick action. So this is just a way better melee weapon for him to be wearing, and it gives him a little extra equip load. We'll just hold on to the extra weapon for now. As far as unique weapons go, I'm probably going to try and hold on to as many as I can. And I do think I'm going to stay with this Radiant Shortblade as well. I'm going to try and stick with as many as I can, not selling unique items. Stuff like these momentum gauntlets, I'm going to replace them eventually, most likely. But they're unique pieces, and the unique pieces I will try and hold on to instead of selling. Smooth this over as well. Okay. Well. Yeah, we'll let them go. We don't care about those. We can go talk to the secretary and get our reward for that fight. We'll do that quick. Report to Paul of your major victory against the Nephilim. He's almost impressed. He makes a few notes on a scroll, crosses an item off a list, and gives you a pouch of coins and a wand. Alright. Ensnaring wand. Cool. I'll put that on our bar. I like the ensnared for 2 rounds, that's nice. In the situation like we just had in that last fight, when both Mycroft and Cordelia had a couple enemies on them, I was able to get all this back and knock them all away with the Call Storm. But that won't always be possible, so having more options of locking enemies down is always going to be nice for Cordelia. Okay, let's take a quick look at our quests. I don't think we have anything else. An outpost of Slith. Yeah. Okay. And take a look at that as well. Because that's quite close, that Slith encounter. That's on this island down here. And at least take our boat along the coast here, just to scout out what's around and check some of these small islands. Nothing from the looks of it here. But I see something here. In this tiny, hidden cavern, we find a body in rusted armor. It's been dead for a long time. It might be human. Lying near its hand is a large crystal, broken at one end. We have another crystal. That puts us at 2 of the 6 we need. Lots to explore along this bottom coast of the river. We are down here. We'll check this stuff out as we go to check out the Tower of the Magi. That's when we'll explore some of that. I don't know what this is. It certainly looks interesting. This island has been infested by a large colony of dangerous, poisonous fungus. Do you try and clear them away? Burning fungus. Okay. Well, let's try and get some cold damage on them if they're burning. That's not too bad. Okay. Try and spread out a little bit so that we're not super close. We've got a bunch of them here. That sound bite for their attacks is quite strange. Alright. Go ahead and heal. And I'm gonna hold off on healing, because I think I'm gonna kill a lot more of these so there'll be less attacks, less damage coming out. Okay. I'm gonna go for these ones, because Cordelia should be able to AoE a bunch of those. Ernie. This looks like the best still. Very good. Okay. We did get a sniper proc. That's good. Now, they're called burning, so I'm not going to try and do a firebolt. Oh, we got a level for Mycroft there. Once the fungi have been destroyed, your knowledge of cave lore comes in handy. You know that these sorts of fungi sometimes swallow things whole. Cutting the bodies open reveals several goblin skeletons. Collect quite a few coins from their remains. 300 coins. Okay. Mycroft is our first level 11, with everyone else coming quite close. We will go for dexterity for damage, of course. 1 point into bows, and 1 point into sharpshooter. And we'll keep putting 1 point here and then alternate between these for now. Because I want to get sniper up to as high as possible. The chance for double shots is just a ton of extra damage, more than any of these other abilities are going to give us, I'm pretty sure. So that looks to be it. This would be the Slith Tower and the quest that we have. I think. Oh no, the Slith, is it? I think it is. Yeah. There's a hidden cache up here, though. Gold necklace. We have quite a few Slith wandering around out here as well. Let's fight some of them. We haven't fought too many slith, actually. Fire lizard and slith. Oh, a lot of misses here. And we got a sharpshooter proc as well. We can go for a heal, I think. Oh wow, she is missing a lot. Already I can tell the slith are much more powerful than a lot of the enemies we've been fighting. But we do have some levels to do. Yeah, I have a feeling once we get into this fortress, there's going to be quite a few pretty tough slith enemies to fight. We're going to go for endurance again, keep getting that HP pool up. And I like the priest spells here. I want to get this pretty high as well. Of course, he is our main priest caster. And I'm going to do a point in spellcraft to make his heals better, and I'll do another point up here into resistance to make him a little tankier. She's going to go right into strength again. And another point Blade Master. Get her damage as high as possible. I'm going to do a point in intelligence. And we'll do mage spells. And probably spellcraft for the extra 2%. I think that looks good. Another slith fight here. I'm going to put all this over here, because I'm going to have Marion go over here and do a blade sweep. There we are. Just hit those two. Okay. Not entirely sure how all of the hitboxes for it work just yet. But I have a feeling because they're lizards, being cold-blooded, they probably aren't going to be too affected by Icy Rain, but perhaps I can test that now. Why don't we give this a test to see... Oh no, it hurts them just fine. Okay. So I believe when I use the Flawless Shot, it doesn't have a chance to proc Sniper, I think. I think that's what's happening anyways. Let's continue heading up the river here. Check out this other coast. We have Fort Dranlon, I believe, up here. Yeah, we have another fort. And this connects up to the river that leads us up to... Does it? I think this should... Oh, it's gonna head up this way. Or is this... This is a dead end, actually. I can't tell. Let's see. Oh no, this will go up this way and lead us to the back end of these caves. Alright. Oh, we were here a little while ago, that's right. Okay. Got a bunch of bodies there. Alright. Yeah, we've seen a bunch of this. We didn't see this yet, though. We got a fungus wall here. And a house. Now this, if we had that orb, we could fly over the water here, I bet. There's a small, serene underground lake here. On its shore is a small shrine. There's nobody here, and the shrine seems to have been abandoned. The shrine has apparently been abandoned for several years. There's no sign of combat, fortunately. The altar is bare, and there's little more than broken seats and trash. However, in a side alcove, you do find a large, beautiful quartz crystal. Ah, that's our third now of 6 that we need. Okay. Now, before we go into Fort Dranlon, I wanna... That's how we get over to here. And there's another crystal. There's a large, well-disguised slith supply cache here. You were lucky to notice it here, hidden behind the crystal formation. Find plenty of food, a fine slith spear, and some stuff you could barter. Let's see. It's not really better. Fire resistance. So I suppose I should be using the cold damage instead of fire damage on them if they're going to have fire resistance with weapons like this. The damage is just not comparable, though. It's not as good. So we'll get rid of it. I don't think that's a unique weapon, not from the sounds of it. At some point, not long ago, a large group of humans or humanoids camped here. Now only a scattered bonfire and a broken knife remain. We found an abandoned encampment. Supplies are scattered about, but there is nobody here. There are a few worn backpacks by the fire pit. They don't look empty. One leather rucksack contains a gourd filled with a black gooey substance. You take it. Other than that, you find moldy dried fish and a few crude stone knives, nothing worth taking. Then, as you start to leave the cavern, you find that the campsite's owners have returned. They are armed, filthy brigands, and they don't care for anyone who tries to take what they worked so hard to steal. They react to your intrusion with intense violence. Nah, we're not gonna let them go. Some goblins and thugs. Nice low-level enemies we can take care of in just a couple seconds. Nothing serious. Yeah, we've seen plenty of guards like that before. This looks a little more interesting, though. Meet a loud, boisterous band of Avernite soldiers. Their armor and weapons look like they've seen a lot of use lately, but their actual bodies are free of wounds. They're a wild, loud, and lethally competent bunch of fighters. When they see you, they greet you with great cheer. After offering some of their harsh mushroom wine, they ask if you'd like to buy some of the loot they've taken from dead sliths. All right. Hmm, that could be nice. To check out, it would be an upgrade for her. You have a steel shield as well. I like that blessed belt. A little expensive, but I think it's worth it. It's a decent upgrade for her. And she's still using this one for +1 to magical efficiency. That can just get thrown in the junk bag. I don't think they had anything else that was really worth picking up. Let's reinitiate that. Don't need heavy boots. The steel shield is tempting, but I don't think it's really necessary. It's a lot of armor. It is, what, 9% more armor? But that 5% healing, I think, is quite nice, actually. For now, I'm going to stick with the medic shield. And that's basically the entire Eastern Gallery done now. Other than the northern section here with these giants. Perhaps we'll go do that. We still have plenty of time in the episode. We're heading up this way. Our other boat is still here. I think the ogre and the giants, or the giant and the ogres, shouldn't be too difficult now. If you missed what's going on here, we checked this out quite a few episodes ago. I like that a lot. Slow down their attacks. Okay. We're gonna do blade sweep. Should work here. And it missed both, of course. I'm gonna put the flawless shot on the giant in hopes it ensnares. It missed. Now, how many of these can we hit? We can't line it up where it hits all of them. I'd rather it miss one of the ogres and hit the giant, though. Ooh. That's cutting it way too close for comfort. Maybe the shield was the right play. I don't know. We don't have any of our defensive buffs up, though. And we keep missing all of our attacks. Let's try a dominate on the cave giant. He resists it. We're gonna do a daze. Slow down as many of their attacks as we can. Oh. He's gonna heal again. That's awesome. He's gonna keep healing himself. I'm gonna go for just a minor heal this time, though. That was plenty. Very good. Sorry about that, just a little interruption. Let's... A nice miss, of course. Okay, well, we got the big guy down, at least. Let's go for another daze. Resisted. You know what? We have one more turn of regeneration. Let's do... Thinking, what if I step one back and then do a storm? We can hit 3. I don't think we can line it up to hit 4. A little bit of damage, but not enough. We did get a sniper proc. We'll do Icy Rain. And we'll reapply the heal and regeneration. A lot of physical damage here. Honestly, that steel shield would have been good. Okay. Okay. Whew. The invading humanoids are dead. Once again, you have saved Formello the trouble of dealing with a powerful invader. Searching their packs, you find some coins, some meat, and a polished bone wand. Crystalline wand, cold damage, and a cone. Okay. I have more wands than I know what to do with. But we have a couple things to turn in at Formello now, so why don't we run over there? Let's double check what we need to do to hand in. We can hit up Jen to sell what we have for meal. Mayor Evelyn and Miles. So let's go talk to Miles, and then we'll talk. Well, let's talk to the mayor first. Hand in this. Another item off my list of things to do. Higher grade of reward. A pouch and a crystal charm. Ooh. An extra magical efficiency. That'd give me less, or a chance to spend less mana, I believe. Which might be better. And then you're not wearing one, are you? You're wearing a 2 armor one, and we just got this gymnastics one. For now, we'll hold on to this one, I think. Apologies, lots of interruptions today, but that's okay. Let's go talk to Miles about this delivery. Pair of scrolls. Return life and spell ward. I like the spell ward, that's good. Okay. Do we have anything else to do in Formello over here? We'll talk to Jen quick and sell what meal we have. Get a little bit of extra money. An extra 30 coins. What else? This is all up in Fort Draco. Fort Dranlon. We can go deliver that in a moment. I don't think we had anything else to do. Okay. We can check the board while we're here. Nothing. Let's go head on to Fort Dranlon then. Take a look. We do have this tower we're gonna have to check out eventually as well. Never did end up going back to that. Kind of intimidates me, honestly. Okay, Fort Dranlon. We got a body out here, and barriers put up. Just a slith spear. Lots of barriers and bodies. I take it the war against the slith has been quite difficult here. This fort doesn't have a normal gate made of iron and stone. Instead, the passages in are blocked by a series of magical barriers. Similar barriers have also been erected to repair holes in the walls. There must be a strong magician presence here. Without the magical barriers shoring up their defenses, the warriors here would be in a difficult situation. The slith bodies at the fort perimeter make it clear who the enemy is. As you look around, a soldier peeks out through a window. "Greetings, visitor. Please say your name." He nods and writes the information down. Then a few moments later, a gap opens in the barrier. He says, "Come on in. Can't be too careful. The way things are nowadays." Okay. I'm gonna finish looking around just to make sure. Just unnamed guards. More unnamed guards. Supply building. We have Ward Silo. An enormous man, clad in a thick leather jerkin, shuffles crates around behind the counter. "No handouts," he says, without looking up. "I'm Ward Silo, the quartermaster. Anything you get, you have to trade for. Commander's orders." "You're a ward?" "Right. Sort of like a sergeant on the surface. Important enough not to be a grunt, not important enough to be important." "What do you have here?" "I'm the quartermaster. We keep the soldiers in armor and stuff. I also have supplies for travelers who have the bad luck of being near here." "What kind of supplies?" "Well, you can buy food from me. I have plenty of spare rations. I have some missiles if you need more." His voice gets quieter. "I also have tools, weapons, what your sort needs." "Any work for adventurers here?" "Go talk to Commander Rosie. She's the one who can help you there." Let's see how much money we can get here. Good chunk. And let's see what we can buy. A shield ring is interesting. Plus 10 to curse resistance. That's an interesting one. A scroll of group heal. I want to buy that. I'm also going to check to see who needs a ring. You don't have a ring yet. You're already using a shield ring. You have a armor and fire res. And you have a cold res. Pick up a shield ring for Aldous. Only 360, I think that's a pretty good deal. Lemonwood bow, I think we've found one of these before. Yeah, not quite as good. A lemonwood longbow would probably be better. Now, an iron broadsword. Actually worse than the bronze one we had. Okay. Okay. They're both already using iron breastplates, and I don't want the hit chance, especially since these two already have such amazing magical armors. The reflective pants are interesting. You're wearing just regular leather pants, and so are you. You're wearing the acid resistance greaves, and you're wearing just iron greaves. Let's buy the pants as well, since we have the money for it. I think those are pretty good. It's not too much armor, but that 10% curse resistance is very nice. So let's go ahead and put that on Cordelia. It's one less armor, but the curse resistance is cool. I like that. That puts her up to 10,006. Okay. Infirmary. We have Todrick. A young man in long robes greets you. You can see that he wears a thick chainmail tunic underneath them. He wears a baldric with an ankh design on the chest over his armor. He has a fresh scar on his forehead. I'm Healer Todrick, he says. Are you in need of aid? What services can you perform? I provide healing for the soldiers of the fort and travelers. I also occasionally help in the fighting. He touches the scar gingerly. Did you get that scar fighting? I'm afraid so. I'm not too good at it. Not too long ago, a slith swung one of those nasty two-pronged spears at me. I didn't duck quite fast enough. Tell the truth, I'd rather be in a nice quiet chapel somewhere, or traveling. Have you done much traveling? Not enough. I love to travel. I've even been to the north. There's a huge cave up there. It's dangerous to go to because of the spiders, but the sights are wonderful. My main goal is to see the crystal cave. What sort of spiders were you avoiding? Not the dumb, poisonous ones, intelligent, nasty ones with magic powers. Aranea, they're called. There's this spire near the swamp, in the cave to the north, and they all live around it. Scary things. Avoid them if you can. What's so special about the Crystal Cave? I've only heard of it. It's not far north of Kotra, or so I hear. Around here, it's supposed to be this really hard-to-find cave, just filled with these humming quartz crystals. I heard it's damaged, and not what it once was, but it's still a sight to see. Can you teach me any spells? He can. I could level up Call Storm. That puts it at level 2. What does level 2 do for me? Weakness Curse for 3 rounds. Okay. What about level 3? Looks like slightly more damage and Weakness Curse for 3 turns at 40% chance. It was 30 the level before. Okay. I've been using this quite a lot, so... And yeah, it's a 20% bonus now instead of a 10%. So, an extra 10% bonus damage and chance for a weakness curse I think is pretty good. Probably worth it. An unnamed guard. Unnamed archers. We have Sheenon here. A heavy-set woman with blue robes and a staff watches the river carefully. She has a serious expression and short brown hair. She says, I'm Sheenon, a sentry. Shh. Why are you watching the river? Shh, watching for sliths. Be very quiet. The sliths can attack this way? Yes, they are quite versatile, and they can stay underwater for a long time. The sliths approach underwater. We have to keep the dock here to get supplies by boat. Usually I only hear the littlest noise before they come up. Shh. I'll stay silent. Okay. All unnamed soldiers around here. Quiet stranger. A quiet man sits at the table sipping tea. Hello? He nods. Who are you? He is silent, then he looks up at you. Do you fight for Avernum? Whenever I can. And if that meant fighting the Empire? Yes, I long for revenge. Then you are foolish, but you may perhaps be my kind of fool. If you wish to meet those who share your madness, who wield the scimitar with courage, ask the barkeep at Barga. I'd like to know more. I'm sure, yet that is all I will say. Excuse me, I must prepare to journey on. He returns to sipping his tea. He doesn't say anything else. Barga. Is there a town named Barga? Barga, way up north here. That's in the abyss. Okay. There's Erica's tower as well. We got the quest for that the last episode or the episode before. Okay. Commander Rosie, just who we were here to speak with. You deliver the message to Commander Rosie. She opens it, reads it, swears, and crumples it up. You politely point out that a fee for delivery is expected. She pays you a few coins, grumbling and cussing all the while. 50 coins for that? Okay. This woman wears a heavy steel breastplate. The craftsmanship is remarkable and the style is fairly modern. It must have recently been brought down from the surface. She wears the insignia of a commander. She nods to you. Welcome, warrior. I'm Commander Rosie. This Beleaguered fort is under our control. Ragged, as you saw, but still standing. Are you in charge? Yes, I'm in command here. This unfortunate fortress is the front against eastern arm of the slith menace, the first line of defense. Tell me about the sliths. The sliths Zerakai. They're nasty warriors, powerful mages. They batter the walls with fireballs, trying to knock them down. Fortunately, we have a mage to repair them. She grunts. If only we knew what they were planning. I've asked the castle to send some more scouts to gather intelligence, but I've had no luck. Who's the mage that protects your walls? Marowin. She fills the holes with magic barriers. If it weren't for her, this fort would have fallen long ago. I could try to figure out what the sliths are planning. Really? She looks you over. Well, I have my doubts, but you're welcome to try. The sliths have a fort on an island due south of here, and a lot of their operations start there. If you could find some of their plans there, bring them to me. How can I get there? I need a boat. I don't have one to spare. All of ours were sunk by slith raiders. You might find one in Kotra. That is nice armor. Thank you. It was my armor when I was an Empire soldier. You were an Empire soldier? Doesn't that make you my enemy? No longer. You see, I was one of the soldiers at the portal where prisoners were thrown into Avernum. Then, as the years went on, I started to sympathize with those exiled here. At last, I felt I could serve the Empire no longer. I threw myself through the portal. Now I am one of you. It is uncomfortable, but to me, honor is the important thing. I admire your resolve. That was an honorable deed. If only the sliths outside our gates were as admirable. She chuckles sadly. Can I get any sort of bounty for killing sliths? Bounty? Why? The reward of slaying an enemy of Avernum should be enough, but if you could kill the head shaman of the Slith settlement across the river to the west, I'd gladly give you a reward. Tell me more. The Sliths have a village at the north end of the swamp across the water to the west. Well defended, but not a true fortress. I sent scouts to investigate it, but their shaman detected them, led the hunt against them himself. What is the importance of the shaman? Not much. He just looks after a village. They grow crops, fish, raise young Slicericae so that they can grow to destroy us. But he killed my men before my eyes. For this, he must pay. What happened to them? We saw them die. The shaman and his servants hunted them to the western edge, straight across the river from us, and then... She shakes her head. We saw it all. I have many holes in your walls, she laughs. You are kind. Our walls are more hole than stone at this point. It's only a great vigilance and cunning that keeps Fort Dranlon standing. How long can you hold out here? As long as we need to. I'm an Avernite now. I will not fail. Okay. I have something else to do here as well. Just the delivery to Fort Dranlon, I think. I think so. Well, let's find this mage if we can. That's probably their room right here. Yep. Marowin. You see a short woman with long, curly brown hair and a tired smile. She wears the traditional robes of a magician, and her fatigue has left her even paler than the Avernum norm. She gives you a little bow, recognizing you in a kindred spirit. Another tired warrior of Avernum come to Merowin's humble workshop. I hope you don't have any great need. Keeping our defenses active takes all my energy, and more. What is your job at this fort? Oh, I don't know. No official title. Whatever is asked, really. Working with the army, I suppose. Getting to see lots of sliths really close up. What do you think about the sliths? Cruel, strong, and they have really admirable mages. It is tempting to dismiss them as simple savages, but they are really quite... She starts to nod off, then comes to. She has lost her train of thought. How do you help the army? I lend them a fireball here, a haste spell there, at least. That's what I do some of the time. Most of the time I put up magic barriers. Why do you need to put up barriers? Must have seen the state of our walls when you entered. You see, the sliths have a lot of mages. They've been hitting the walls with spells, trying to knock it down. I fill the holes with barriers. Then, when need be, I dispel them. As a difficult trick to learn. Dispelling barriers? That sounds great. Can you teach me how to do it? She looks uncomfortable. That is not something I am supposed to teach. Very private mage information. Of course, we might work something out. There's a slith town past the swamp in the northwest, across the river, with several of their mages inside. I believe they might have a tome inside which could help us learn more about the magic of our foe. Bring it to me, and I'll bend the rules and teach you how to dispel barriers. Why is it so difficult to find one who will teach how to dispel barriers? Simple. A mage teaching someone how to dispel barriers is like a homeowner giving someone the key to his house. We could no longer cast barriers to defend ourselves. You're a magician. Can you teach me any magic? I am far, far too busy for that, and too tired. Most students go north to Formello or south to the Tower of Magi. She sighs, but if you are in need, I suppose I can give you a few pointers. I'd like to level up Icy Rain, and that's it. Okay. So, if we help, we can learn how to dispel barriers, which means the piercing crystal we've been holding on to here, that'll become useless. It said north of the swamp across here. So, perhaps... Okay. Perhaps we can go handle that. Of course, we walk into the town. But that'll probably be where we pick up next episode, going over to this this here, or maybe starting down south for that one. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you all in the next episode.